former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, and we also talk about fallout between Nyesom Wike and the National Secretary of the APC, Mr. Adewale Bashir, over the political situation in Rivers State. We also give you analysis and breakdown of the 2026 budget presented in the joint National Assembly by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu earlier in December. We look at these two great issues and channel to discuss way forward in terms of our country in the year 2026. Good morning and thank you again for joining us on the show Editors Hangout. My name is Adeyemi Adewale, and I have in front of me 4 vast journalists. Together, we'll be dissecting and looking at the issues mentioned earlier and raising our conclusion at the end of the show. Let me start my greeting from Mr. Michael Abiodun Oladiwade, the General Manager of Diamond 88.7 FM, your shiny supreme radio station. Good morning to you, GM. How are you doing?
Good morning to you, the anchorman, and good morning to our listeners all over the world.
And to my colleague, Mr. Abiodun Akinwumi, good morning to you.
Good morning, and it's good to be here for the first Editors Hangout of 2026.
Alhaji Akinlulu Abayomi, good morning.
Well, the anchorman, good morning, and we'll thank God for keeping us alive to witness this special first edition in 2026.
Happy New Year. Good morning to you, Mr. Bayomi Adeniji.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here in another year, and we pray that it will be prosperous and peaceful. Thank you.
Prosperous and peaceful, the words of the wise one. You can stay with us, engage, and let your thoughts count by logging on to any of our online platform, irrespective of your location that you're listening from. You can log on to any of Diamond FM online platform via www.diamondfm.net or Diamond 887 FM on across all social media and X, formerly called Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. While also you can join us live, you can watch us live on YouTube, Diamond 887 FM. Diamond 887 FM. My name is Adeyemi Adewale once more. Let's get into the details of our conversation this morning. Let's start from the back and front that is happening between former Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, and also the National Secretary of the All Progressive Congress, the ruling party in Nigeria, the APC, in person of Mr. Bashir, Adewale Bashir. Let's get the conversation started. But before that, let's see a bit of reply. This started, I think, also includes Fubara in it, where you have Bashir replying Wike that Wike cannot speak to what is happening in Rivers because in the APC, we got report that Fubara was given an automatic ticket to run again as the governor of Rivers State of APC in Rivers. We know he has decamped to APC in Rivers State. Then Wike came out not really happy with that, accused the governor of not sticking by the resolution made by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu after the 6-month suspension that we had then. Then you have Mr. Adewale Bashir also siding with the governor and what the party in the state have done, replying Nyesom Wike that he's not a member of the APC and cannot meddle in the affairs of the APC. Before we start the conversation, now let's hear the reply from the man of the moment himself, Mr. Nyesom Wike, former governor of Rivers State. He also has his own response to the National Secretary of the APC.
Where's the Attorney General? This is the chamber of APC. This is the chamber of PDP. Any state that can do it, tell them to come out. Maybe to talk cha. If I don't say this, let me warn those who come to Rivers State because you have heard about 600 billion. You come here, you connect, and you open your mouth, you talk anyhow. I want to say it. You know, when you are doing something for the interest of everybody, some people will come out to make sure those things don't work. Victor, tell me that I want to say it here. Take this message. Tell your National Secretary, leave Rivers State alone. Go and ask those who have tried it before. Don't take our support from Mr. President for granted. You have to be careful the statement you make. Today, you are enjoying in Osun. You don't know those who did the work. You're opening your mouth to talk about River State. Anything you see, take it. When Mr. President comes back, when I see the Minister of Blue Economy, I will tell them to tell him, go and ask other people what has happened to them before. Putting River State, carry your hand to come to River State. If your hand burns, don't say the people no more. I can challenge anybody. This state is a no-go area. Whether you like it or you don't like it or there. So take the one you have taken. Stop making unnecessary comments.
Stop making unnecessary comments. Those are the words of Nyesom Wike replying to the National Secretary of the APC. Dear colleagues, let me start by getting your reaction on the back and forth that has happened between both political gladiators in the nation. Mao.
Thank you so much. It's a good thing that this is happening. When
it's a good thing.
Yes, when two elephants fights,
the grass suffer.
But in this case, in politics, it is not the grassroots that suffers. It is the masses that enjoys. Because if there's no clash of interest within them, the masses will not enjoy anything. Definitely, the approach of Nyesom Wike, Barrister Nyesom Wike, has been that of maybe what I can call a militant rather than a politician. Because you have to realize one thing, we are in a democracy. And in a democracy, it is a matter of choice. Even of recent deficits to Rivers was like more or less campaigning openly. You get the point there. Why the campaign period has not been lifted. You get the point there. But naturally, because of his past, maybe that is why he feels he can do and undo. Then, at whether we like it or not, because of the fact that we don't have party supremacy as it used to be in the Second Republic, that is why people like Barrister Nyesom Wike will come out to even chastise a national secretary of the ruling party. You know, by and large, PDP is already too weakened. And if care is not taken, they are working towards weakening the APC too. And this poses a threat to even
let's get this conversation one after the other. Mao, Mr. Biodi, let me bring in this. Mao was saying the fact that it's good for the masses in River State. Let's start from there. Is it a good for the masses? The masses that have witnessed a whole lot of political tension since Governor Fubara. We also heard Governor Fubara over the weekend speaking to the judges and alleging them of some of them taking money when they know what is written in the law, speaking straight to their faces when he was addressing them. That's from the governor of River State. There's a lot of back and forth going into 2027 election. And he asked the question, how does this benefit the masses? Well, the only thing that brings is tension and a bit of insecurity in the states.
Well, it's a pity that Nigerian democracy has descended to this low level, because even if we are not alive in the First Republic, we read in the history how the First Republic was well structured, that there was a separation of party and governance, even in the Second Republic. But it's a pity that this Fourth Republic, everything has just been muddled together. And even a standing minister...
Would he blame some people for the fact that they love money? Because he accused the National Secretary of coming to collect some amount of money. Is that the reason why we don't have party supremacy?
That's the issue. You pay the piper, they take the tune. And it's a pity that our First Republic party structure is structured in this way. And that's why even PK can hold PDP to ransom. Because they believe that for the past, when the PDP left in 2015, it was the one financing the party. Which is a big taboo, even in political, in democratic tenets. And that is the fruit that we are bearing now. How can you stand and you said the chairman of two parties are beside you in a democracy? You cannot hold two houses now. You are going to pay Solemeji or the Jaja Solemeji. But he is saying it that he's one in charge of the two parties at the same time. And we say we are in democracy. So you're holding a political, something like a political rally. You have the chairman of a PDP there, you have the chairman of APC there. And even under normal circumstance, in normal democracy, it's not supposed to be there. Because in party structure, they are both the minister in that state. Not to come around the national secretary of the party, where a standing minister is now giving him that kind of bad mouth in the public, and it's even in the public domain. But whether we like it or not, there's nothing Adewale Bashir can do about it. Because we can know what he's saying. He said, when the president is back, I will talk to Boyega Itola, the minister of blue economy. Because he knows that Adewale Bashir will become the secretary of the party because of the influence of Oyetola. So I know that he had backing of the president.
Before I even go to something he spoke about in Osun State, and we knew what has happened in Osun State recently, because I really want us to look into that briefly.
Every of his word, you know what he's saying. Every of his word, you know that he was so coerced, or the other English like that. So he was saying it one after the other. He said we talk to Oyetola to talk to him. So that means he knows his level, and he knows that he's close to the president.
Let's look
at it. As far as Mess and democracy is concerned, it's a pity that Democrats descend to this low. And I don't know if there's any respite in sight, because if it's happening this way, what are we talking about after 2027 election? So someone cannot come back tomorrow and be lambasting the chairman of the ruling party, secretary of the ruling party. So which means even the party's chairman in the state, it cannot even be spared. And as a masses, you are a member of the party. That means you don't have a say.
Mr. Bayomi, some on the part of Mr. Joseph Wiki, we say it's just politics. He's trying to defend what is his own territory. And if you have someone intruding in your territory that can kill you politically, so why not do what you can do to ensure that you stand your ground in your territory?
Thank you very much. I don't know if you have realized that nobody has replied to Wiki.
The national secretary has replied. He has also told him.
That day.
Yes, he has also told him that he is not a member of the APC.
But he didn't say more than that.
Yes.
You see, if Wiki does not take time, he will just become a lone speaker. And in Yoruba land, when you are speaking alone, you are a madman. The whole of this Christmas, Yuletide, New Year, something, Wiki practically spent it doing political rally. There was one I watched, Ogulo Oba or something, in one particular community. Wiki's mouth is very bad, and I dare say shameless. You see, when you reach a particular level in life, you are expected to comport yourself in a particular manner. As far as
even at the expense of looking at your enemies wanting to kill you politically?
You see, nobody can ever say that Wiki is nobody politically. What I just know is that you cannot eat your cake and have it. And Wiki has his cake and is beginning to eat it. My fear, you see, let's not forget that the man who is running the whole affair is very quiet. And for 16 years, the man was quiet, so he's not a talker. Wiki is standing the risk of antagonizing everybody.
But the man, he said that he spoke about how to talk in 2023, and he won't have the power he has now. Emilokon.
Name one other time between 2007 and that 2023.
But that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, even the man who was quiet, I need to make this so that we can. The man who we say he was quiet, when his political structure was being attacked, he also voiced out. He made statements. He also came out to talk, which some in Wiki's angle we tell you that is what Wiki is doing. He's just being defensive.
No, my dear brother, have you finished? You see, you cannot compare. The only thing you can say is that Emilokan in 16 years. That is the only statement you can attribute. if Wike holds press conferences every month, do you get it? And those press conferences show him like a village chief holding court with journalists. And since we know that journalists are not, me too, I want to be part of those journalists holding court with Wike. But his behavior, in my opinion, is grossly unwarranted. I will describe it as political brigandage and executive thuggery. I saw Wike on air in that Ogulo Ogu or something. George Sekibo was there. I think Victor Giadom. Now, do not forget how the thing came about. The South, I think, vice chairman of the party, Victor Giadom, referred to Fubara as the so-called governor.
Leader of the party.
He referred to him as Giadom, referred to Fubara as the so-called governor. Then the national secretary, not ward secretary, not local government secretary, not state secretary, now said that, no, as national vice chairman, you cannot refer to a governor of our party as so-called governor. What we are now here is that he's interfering in the politics of Rivers. Of course, everybody is protecting. Now, very quickly, in the case of Tinubu, it was his ambition that was threatened, not his structure. There's a slight difference. Wike does not have any clear-cut ambitions that we know, other than they are supporting Tinubu. And to me, when you reach a particular level, you are not. It is absolutely unnecessary for Wike to be engaging Bashir, the national secretary of the party. Let's not forget that for all practical purposes, the party that Wike claims to be his own held a convention. What INEC will say about that convention, I don't know. But they held a convention and they have taken over our data plaza and they are now running that party. INEC has called the two factions. But coming back to it, yes, it's proper to protect your territory. The Wike himself, why is he quarreling with Fubara?
Alhaji, you think he's totally?
Well, thank you, the anchorman. I want to say this. This is a time for the Minister of FCT, Barrister Nyesom Wike, to sit in a silent moment and reorganize himself. Because one thing is clear. He has enormous wealth, money. He has. And the flattery by supporters who are doing that because they are getting crumbs and they are getting patronage. But you as a person, you are supposed to sit in a silent moment and say, look, what is happening? Am I doing the right thing or not? Let's begin with this. The National Vice Chairman, South, Victor Guadom, he referred to a sitting governor as the so-called governor. And being a member of National Working Committee of that party, the National Secretary felt that as a member of the National Working Committee of the ruling party, you're supposed to act like a statesman in everything you do. And referring to a sitting governor as a so-called governor, he said that was quite disrespectful and contemptuous. And he has the right to say that.
You think he has the right to
the
that?
national secretary of the party has the right to say that because he's the national secretary of the party. And even made it clear that even if the person involved is not even a member of our party, you shouldn't refer to a sitting governor as the so-called governor. And what I ordinarily expect that Barrister Wike will do is to just not comment or make reaction at all. But in responding to Barrister Bashiru Ajibola, he made serious mistakes that can even make, because Barrister Ajibola even threatened to take legal action because he implied and he even said it's not even an incident. He said that the relationship between him and Fubara is transactional. Meaning that he's doing that because of money. I even specifically said it was because of 600 billion naira. So, but Sadibola now said, look, this thing that you said, you have to prove that I have collected money, or I will take, and the two of them are lawyers. So, since that time, the FC minister has not taken a decision to withdraw that statement, because that statement, if the national secretary decides to press charges, he can be made to pay compensation or whatever it is the judge will decide. So that is number one.
What context does this have to the 2027 general election? This back and forth between both of them, because we know that Joseph Wike has pledged his allegiance to the president in 2027.
Yes.
Do you think this change the context of the 2027, because this is 2026? Do you think this build and probably affect the relationship between Joseph Wike and the president?
But Ajibola made it clear that open declaration of support for President Tinubu's re-election will not automatically make Wike a member of the party. He made it clear. So now what I just like I said earlier, that I expect him to sit in a silent moment, review his past actions, and possibly take remedial measures and remedial steps. Because one thing is sure and certain, the governor is supported by most of the past governors and most of the leaders who are not after money, who cannot be bought over by anyone. So if the minister is not careful, the presidency may dump him because he has apparently outlived his usefulness, because he was many are of a considered opinion that he was being used to destabilize PDP, which is already down.
You think so, Mr. Akin?
Well, I think those that are doing that insinuation, the developments of the 2023 election shows that, has proved that, as far as I'm concerned. Because if Isowike is still part of the PDP till today, where almost all the governors have left, Makinde is trying to redo the party, he still attacked him. So it's obvious that probably his mission is to destroy the party.
He will tell you that he's trying to rebuild it. That's why it's not in the APC.
It's not rebuilding it. What is he rebuilding?
He has a national secretary with him.
How many governors have been the national secretary? Even his own state governor is not even with him in the party.
How is he rebuilding?
So all the state assembly, all the state assembly in Rivers State are already moved to the APC. So what structure did he have that is in PDP again? So it's just like he has already destroyed that party, and those that are even trying to rebuild it, he's even attacking them.
But he said those are the one that was spoiling the party, that they're not following due protocol.
It is obvious that he's the one destroying the party, and he's doing that to favor the president. But we will wait and see. God will try to light the 2027, whether he will be the one that will benefit from it or whether he will suffer for it. Because you cannot destroy a house that built it. A house that shed you cannot destroy it, and you believe that you go scot-free. It's not possible.
Then, in addition, one thing is actually common. Politics is always a game of people coming against one another at different times. It's always a game of conspiracy
and counter conspiracy.
You know, the past of Nyesom Wike might not even help him for the future. So he needs to be more careful.
Mao, do you think this is Wike is trying to play godfatherism? Because
sorry, Mao, that I interrupt. He's not playing godfather.
He's the godfather.
He's the godfather.
No, years back he spoke about Ambody the former governor of Lagos State. And he said he would also advise him to go against now the president of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, then in Lagos State. And he said categorically that godfatherism cannot work in Rivers.
Yeah, but he has already become a godfather.
Why are you going far like this now? No politician has ever come out to say he's a godfather. It is action that speaks louder than word. I think we are in Kwara State now. This is the very home of godfather in politics. But none of them has ever called himself a godfather. Whether it is the one of yesterday or the one of today. They are all the same. The only thing is that their priorities, style differ. But they are all the same. Whether Tana, Abitoni, all of them.
Even Tola.
So Godfather is part and parcel
so
of
politics. So Wike is playing the godfather.
He's not playing the Godfather.
He's Godfather. It's obvious.
I think you get what I'm saying. Somebody who his permanent secretary, who was the person giving financial service to Wike's political structure, permanent secretary and accountant general. You now make him governor. It is to make sure that the flow stops. I mean, the flow continues. But I think at a point in time, Fubara just felt that, look, because this is something in the region of 4 billion naira every month. That is why Wike is stupendously wealthy, including the Florida, the New York, and the anything property in different names. Apologies.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I think I've said it now. I'm attributing it to Showore. But you see, when they say, Abayomi Adeniji, he don't have motto. If you inspect me, you will see me on the street. So Wike is a godfather. Politics invariably, it's like you are rising. So when you rise to a particular level, you just feel that, look, I'm in charge. And de facto, he was in charge. Unfortunately, his braggadocio, because you see, everything it should be Motuwasi. That one that he was talking of, Ambode too was in a similar position as Fubara. As Fubara. Unfortunately, Ambode could not really understand the pulse of the people. And the people that he was supposed to service, it was essentially the money that they were supposed to use for BRT and Clean Lagos. Those Clean Lagos people are the party supporters, and that is the way through they are servicing them. So Wike too has his means of servicing his supporters, which Fubara blocked some. And then the mistake they made was that they insisted that the administrator should announce the finances he left behind. And in any case, it is even still this Wike that is attracting attention to those finances. So to me, being a bad dagba could say be agba.
0913-655-6952. That's the number to call. WhatsApp is 0913-655-6864. 0913-655-6864. First caller this morning. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Bamidele. I'm calling from up.
Good morning, Mr. Bamidele Gift.
I don't normally miss the program.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you.
You are wonderful. But one thing is happening now. Nigerians know where the problem is, but everybody is trying to burden.
Where is the problem?
The problem is with the president and our institutions that are not working. Wike is FCT minister. He has abandoned his job. He's now in a river campaigning. And INEC knows that is wrong. You don't have institutions. President knows what Wike is doing is wrong. You cannot call him to order. But one thing I know is that the president is a political strategist. Very soon, you will see what will happen to him. We could not win a river for, I still take the result. It was Obi who won River State. What Wike is being used for is to cause crisis in PDP, which he has subsidized his doing. And after then, President may not meet him. Now that he has abandoned the job to be causing another crisis in Rivers. Rivers people, I have people there, I've asked them, they told me Ubara is well loved here. So that is why the president advised me. You can see that Ubara joined APC without conducting a wicked God. When he wants to play God, you see what will happen to you.
Thank you.
When the president comes, we'll see what will happen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bamidele Gift. Thank you very much for your contribution and for always choosing your shiny supreme radio station, Diamond 88.7 FM. Let's get into a second discussion for the day, as the phone line is still open. 0913-655-6952. We spoke about politics earlier. Spoke about the Nyesom Wike issue. The back and forth between him and the APC National Secretary, Barrister Jibola Bashir, and also how that affect the 2027 general election, and the stand of Nyesom Wike in either the APC or probably the PDP, or his relationship with the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But now let's talk about the 2026 budget submitted by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to the Joint National Assembly earlier in December. The proposed budget is worth about 58.7 trillion naira for the 2026 fiscal year. On the budget, security and defense received the highest allocation, 5.41 trillion naira, followed by infrastructure, which about 3.56 trillion naira. Then you have education, 3.52 trillion naira. Then you have health, 2.48 trillion naira. The budget is also is projected to anchor revenue of about 3.33 trillion naira. Estimated expenditure about 58.13 trillion naira, and 15.52 trillion naira set aside for debt servicing. That has got a lot of Nigerian talking, and I think we should start our conversation from there. But let's quickly get the opinion of the panelists on the 2026 budget. Before then, let's take the second call. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Isa from Ilorin.
Mr. Isa, good morning to you.
Thank you so much. I just want to react on the Uweke's issue. To me, Uweke how to destroy Idris. That is his mission because of what Idris did to him. They wanted to disgrace him now. He was not given the ticket. All of them left the party. He was not allowed the ticket. Even the party chairmanship was not given to him. The VP was not given to him. Why? He was the only person that was left to service the party. He wanted to see that PDP does not exist again, and he has achieved that. For me now, before 2027, we may likely retire from politics. Thanks so much. That's my contribution.
Thank you. Wiki might likely retire from politics. So what he's doing right now is to destroy the PDP. Those are not my words. Those are yours. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning, sir.
Your name and where you're calling from? Good morning.
This is Dr. Larry Okiki.
Dr. Larry Okiki, good morning to you. Thank you for calling your shiny Supreme radio station.
May God bless everybody abundantly, sir, with him.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
I want to make a very short comment on the issue of Fubara and Wike.
Okay.
The River State. I want to describe the current issue of the River State as a God's intervention of the act and not Wike. So, and concerning the APC National Secretary, Jibola Bashir, so he has a right to play his role on his party, APC. So, every secretary should not relent to fight for the rights of his party, to let everything be in order in River State and allow the peace to reign. So, finally, in any position that we are holding in this life, we should try to fear God and know that God is over power over everybody in this life. Dr.
Thank you very much, Dr. Larry Okiki, for your contribution. Let's start talking about the 2026 budget. Where should we start from? Let's start from health. About 4%, over just a bit above 4%, I think about 4.12% was the amount budgeted in terms of health. And for those who are in the health sector, they are not happy. They feel that is still below the 15% agreed by African leaders and world leaders about 2 decades ago. Could this stop the recent JAPA and improve our health sector in the country? But before that, Mao, let's look at your own opinion about the 2026 budget.
the 2026 appropriation has been presented before the National Assembly. One of the greatest problems confronting Nigeria as of today is security. Therefore, for the presidency to have appropriated more funds for security is not out of place. Because when you look at the appropriation for security, you find out that over 140 billion naira has been allocated to recruitment and training. It behoves on the Nigerian security architecture to ensure that most of our training and retraining as well as recruitment are reordered, and the challenge of insecurity is brought to an end this year. So therefore, for the presidency to have voted so much for security.
Are you commending the presidency for that?
Yes, the president must be commended for that. But what of implementation? That's another area.
Mr. Biodun, let's start with the commendation. Some will say, do we need to commend the presidency for that? Is that not just common sense?
Well, I think, as far as concerned, we don't need to. I will not commend him yet until I see the implementation of that budget. Until every Nigerians can sleep with their two eyes closed. Because whether we like it or not, this year, 2025 that ended some days ago, we have budget allocation for security too. And we know that year we have a lot of challenges of insecurity, including our dear state, Kwara State. So which means something.
So it was 2025 that they moved to Kwara State. As at 2024, we've not had a lot.
So and that 2025 that was a lot of money that was allocated for security too. So that means something went wrong last year, which I expect the president and everybody that's involved to correct this year 2026. Another aspect where I am not comfortable is the business servicing and the current expenditure. We have been talking about this over the years that the money that we spend on current expenditure is too much. When the current money are up to close to 60%, and that the remaining 40% for capital and even other things that are even beyond the capital expenditure. So it's not good enough, and that's where we talk about reorganizing the civil service and even the money that they are using even to finance these political office holders. Those have to be cut so that we have money to do other things. Even money for security, I would expect Nigeria to spend much money on this sophisticated equipment more than personnel. Whether we like it or not, I don't think we are short of personnel. What we need more is more technology to track all these things. If so, a country can stay in the Gulf of Guinea and attack a base in Sokoto State, what stopped the Nigerian army from having that kind of sophisticated equipment? What of having our own satellite equipment? For us to be monitoring every part of the country? So I think that money to be spent in that area. We have BVN, we have NIN. What about from tracking all these people that are even going on social media and be exposing their eyes, exposing their phone, showing the money that they collected for ransom? And those people are not tracked. So this aspect, I expect federal government to spend
Daniel
more
money. Said those ones are there. They are not in the country. They are
even if they're outside the country, they can be tracked. US tried a lot of people in Nigeria and they arrest them through Interpol. So that's not an excuse. That's something that we are not doing, and that's why they said we should go and register all our SIM cards. Which SIM are these people using? So we should link it with our BVN, with our NIN. We have been doing it. People are still queuing at the NIMC office to do all those things. So why are they getting all these things? So this is why I expect federal government to spend more money on all this sophisticated equipment. Then welfare of security people. If you give all this police barrack, you will weep. So I want them to give their best, their insurance, their pensions. It's not to write them about. I want them to go and put
do you
their
think
life
this
on the line.
about over 5 trillion allocated to budgetary? Can we see to defend? Can we see changes in 2026?
That's what I expect. That's what I'm saying. That this area I want them to concentrate more on. So and if they refuse to do that, I'm sorry, we will not see the change that we desire. Then the current expenditure too. I'm sorry, we may not be able to see because we spend 70%. Then servicing. It's not debt repayment too. Servicing. That we are servicing, we are not even repaying it almost 15 trillion naira. And we say we are removing subsidy, we have more money to spend. We are still spending money on debt servicing. Well, God bless Nigeria.
Alaji.
Well, the fact that we have witnessed a security situation in the country that has made security fears become something that all of us have to get worried about is a justification for allocating huge funds to defense. But just like Mr. Abiodun said, it's not about allocating such funds alone, but it's also about ensuring that it is used for the intended purpose, and it's also made to achieve the desired results. And once you see, Mr. Abiodun said something the other time that you don't need to say you have done this. People will actually know that you have done it once the effects start manifesting. And so once the presidency or the government at all levels, ensure that the funds are judiciously used for the intended purpose, and we are able to face down insecurity, definitely it will reflect.
We're only talking about insecurity. Let's move to other sector. I know we've spoken a lot. Is top of it 5.41 trillion. That's not the only place where we're having problem in Nigeria.
It is the major one. Do you know why?
We know it is the major one right now.
Security ensures that you have other ones.
Without security, you cannot talk about economic stability. You cannot talk about health. You cannot talk about education.
Hold on. In places like Katsina, Zamfara, some parts of Borno and Yobe, if your wife is pregnant, you cannot take her to hospital because there is no security. So that security is the ground norm. Do you understand? Your son wake up in the.
But like what some we see, because when we start discussing what are the causes of this insecurity, we go back to things like lack of education. We go back to things like poverty. So whether we like it or not, there's a way those things are intertwined between themselves. So this is why I don't want us to also just look at addressing, like they say, even addressing insecurity, everything is not just kinetic. There are some that they look at kinetic approach, which they've been talking about. So in as much as we want to face them elsewhere by throwing in bombs and throwing in technological improvement and every other kind of stuff, if we do not improve our economy inside, we'll just keep killing one and they keep recruiting more. You want to add something, Alaji?
The anchorman. You see, the budget is at the second reading stage. And we have representatives from federal constituencies and senatorial districts all across the country. If they know that the decision to allocate more funds to defense is wrong, they will correct it.
No. Let's say this clearly. I'm not saying it is wrong to allocate more funds to defense. What I'm saying is we started talking about the defense and budget 11:30. This is 11:45. 15 minutes. Can we talk about other sectors? I'm talking about us in the studio. I'm not saying what they have done on the national level is wrong or right. Obviously, we know security tops what is happening in our dear nation, Nigeria. But we can also look at other sectors. In as much as we are saying security affects all of us, there are some areas that the security alert is not as high as on people, though have other things. And when you look at the health sector, just recently, you had people who could not even give birth, like you said, not because of insecurity, but because doctors went to strike. And someone's wife wants to give.
I think they are threatening to go on strike again.
They are threatening. They went back at a point, but they say they are threatening to. So that's what I'm saying. Even in places like, an example, Ilorin, that seems relatively peaceful, when resident doctors are on strike, it's a challenge to even access hospitals. That is why I want us to talk about every other sector, just like we've made mention on the security sectors. We've agreed that we cannot commend them. It's just common sense to allocate higher thing to the insecurity. So that's why I'm looking at the health sector. We have doctors complaining that they are going on strike. And health...
Let me tell you one thing. When you talk of the health sector, mind you that those people who are either in the presidency or in the budget and planning office, most of them embark on medical tourism.
But they said that decreased this year.
So, and naturally, as much as they go on medical tourism from time to time, they don't so much factor health concerns of the ordinary Nigerians into the budget.
Is that why the budget is taking taking about 4%? Because those health experts are saying if you agree on 15%, 4% is outrageously low.
Well, as far as that goes, as we said earlier, it's not about the allocation; it's about the implementation. If you like allocate 50%, if the decadence in the sector is not properly addressed, we still go back to square one.
Mr. Akin, let's pick this call. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
This is Mr. Rotimi from Moro.
Good morning to you, Mr. Rotimi.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
My submission this morning is, I believe enough is enough for Wike to stop instructing, to stop disrupting, and to stop disorganize everything. Last week we talked about devil concerning Dangote and the other Amebla. What does this man want? We thought that Asiwaju want to win into APC. He did not come to APC. He still remains in PDP. Then what is still working for? And he's not resigned from PDP, and he's just talking about APC. Basiru is a lawyer, and he's capable of doing everything he's doing. You know what happened in Osun State during the contestation of this Omisori? Did you hear anything from Omisori again? He called Basiru to have the power to do everything. But I'd like him to please, enough is enough. Don't put Nigeria to disgrace. Because the way it's going, if put in no interview or shutting up, somebody will shut himself among two of them.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Rotimi from Moro. Thank you very much for your contribution. Yeah, I'm speaking to the FCT minister, pleading that please comport yourself. Just to when addressing these issues. 0913-655-6952. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Please, I'm very sorry for calling back again.
No problem. Your name and where you're calling from?
What do you say, sir?
Your name and where you're calling from?
This is Dr. Lanre Okiki, exponent, calling from Itakure, Ilorin.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lanre. You can go ahead with your contribution.
Comment on the issue of the budget.
Go ahead.
So, the budget we are just hearing trillions. So what we need is that we need this budget to impact on Nigerians. So there is no any impact. So we need the government needs to be sincere to the masses. So the people that are having challenges, people that are suffering, people that are having points. So we can't be doing something the same way and be expecting a different result. So this budget must impact on Nigerians and on masses. So the way they will implement, the way they will use it, so in the way that it will make Nigeria to be better. Dr. Lanre Okiki from Itakure.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lanre Okiki. One of the projection of of also the budget, talking about our economy and exchange rate, is the fact that we are getting report that the exchange rate has been revised to 1,400 naira per dollar, from what it was before at 1,512 naira to $1. That should be a good thing for our economy if that happened in 2026. But can we achieve that?
It's a projection. We can achieve it if we increase productivity.
Exactly. That is the simple thing.
It is the productivity that will raise the level of our currency.
But so the way we are going,
definitely,
now they have made their own projection.
The government have to work towards industrializing the country and encourage the manufacturing sector, so that productivity will increase. As much as we are producing, we will be able to actually raise the level of our own money too. So it will be able to compete favorably with the dollars and others.
Can we get there looking at our projection in terms of what we have right now? Can we get there? And the investment in infrastructure and everything they've given to us in the budget, can we get there?
The investment in infrastructure, as if well implemented, will encourage investors to come into.
Because they said most of them is to build roads.
Yeah, but we don't. It's not only road that we need. We still lack power in Nigeria. I don't know if industrial strength.
Yes.
So can we industrialize without power?
I want to very quickly queue behind Mr. Abiodun. You see, for any country to develop, there's something called the Rostovian stagecoach of development, about how human beings evolved from hunter-gatherer to the industrial economy, and now we have now gone to the digital economy. But no matter anything, digital, industrial, electricity, railway. If you do not have electricity, you do not have railway, you cannot go anywhere and cannot do anything. Then, an economist will tell you there are something they call strategic industries. Let's not forget that in any economy, no matter the level of digitization they have in the Silicon Valley, it's because they have abundant electricity. You have some of those app developers that they will stay in a 27-story building
for hours, for days.
For days. Sometimes weeks without stepping out. It's because there is water and electricity meeting them there. Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak is trying. Look at that beautiful 10-story building. May God show us, may God grant us the electricity and water to run that building.
Let's go back to taking calls. Hello, good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from? Good morning to you, Mr. Rotimi.
To me, the present administration, let us be reality. They spend too much on construction, which make people lack money. Purchasing power is not there anymore. Let us be reality. Whatever is going, purchasing power is nobody have money or cash now or cash at bank. They are just telling, there is no true honest in this their project. That is the problem. See, I don't know. As you are there now, can you post me of 5,000? Which is not supposed to be like that. But see, the problem that we need to face reality. The government needs to face reality. It's what is campaigning. See, the only way we can grow the people is to let there be less money in their pocket. Let there be less purchasing power. And that's where the government is lacking, as stealing people. So we will see.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rotimi from Moro. Thank you very much for your contribution.
So they want to talk about
help us increase purchasing power.
Training Nigerian youth on digital skills. Now, those are digital skills. Do you have power? What all of us are partnering with, in Nigeria, we all know what we are passing through.
Hello, good morning.
To still learn more digital skills.
Your name and where you're calling from?
Bamidele again.
Good morning, Mr. Bamidele.
Now the budget supervisor. I don't know which budget government is implementing. So it's not yet used to. But I think the most important thing is before Buhari, he bought 6 Tucanos. By then, there were restrictions. But now that Trump has intervened in Nigeria insecurity, I think those Tucanos can, there are no more restrictions. Immediately after that, the American intervention, the insecurity reduced to the DRS minimum. Now it's increasing. Our military, what are they doing? They should please, the Tucano, I think, can see up to 60 kilometers. What's stopping them from using it? Before we talk of even the implementation of the budget, let them start using that one so that they encourage people to God bless Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much, Mr. Bamidele Gift. And this one said the 2026 budget quick win legacy project deliverable within 90 days. Let there be access to healthcare service. Health is words. Pain has no respect for anyone. It takes priority at onset until relief. The government should provide access to affordable healthcare through a universal health insurance policy for every citizen. The federal government should implement a universal health insurance policy for all Nigerians with an annual premium of 2 trillion naira. State government should contribute 100 billion per year each. I believe this funding will bring succor to Nigerians and transform the insurance and health care sector. Free health care should be provided for infancy to 17-year-old. Individuals aged 18 and above can pay a monthly health insurance premium of 500 naira. Our hospital and primary health care center should be upgraded with modern facilities and personnel. To prevent abuse, there should be laws setting out penalties for health care fraud. Our health insurance system should be fully automated. Better healthcare service are possible. Mr. Kolade Ayinde from Asadam.
Okay, Mr. Kolade, God bless you. When there's no electricity, how will you automate the healthcare? Health is concurrent. Kwara State government has a health insurance scheme. I do not know if any civil servant or pensioner has been able to register in that scheme.
Are you talking about Kwara Care?
Health insurance. They have a scheme. They have not been able to register a single civil servant. I tried myself. I was turned back when I was serving. The federal government should be commended for their own national health insurance scheme. For it is working.
At least for their staffs.
For it is working for federal staff. Even private individual, if you are interested in enrolling as an individual in the National Health Insurance Agency, you will be able to do something. But that of the Kwara State government, they have been unable to agree on a premium. Since the time of Atta Ahmed, Ramani is now doing 7 years. So you see, there are things we should really address.
Our time is really fast spent, dear colleagues. We need to leave the studio. Let's get our last words. I'll take that as Mr. Bayomi's last week, Mau.
Concluding.
Concluding with, and we won't have our last words. Let's get our concluding statement in the studio, Mau.
I believe that if our budget is faithfully implemented, it can boost productivity and prosperity will come to Nigeria in the year 2026.
Prosperity comes to Nigeria in the year 2026.
I want all Nigerians to play their parts the way it's supposed to be, and I believe we can have a better Nigeria.
Play your part the way it ought to be.
Be patriotic, promote moral values, and pray for Nigeria.
Be patriotic, and most importantly, promote moral values and pray for Nigeria. Special thanks to General Manager of your shiny Supreme Radio Station, Diamond 88.7 FM, who is also the chief producer of Editors Hangout, Mr. Michael Abiodun Onlaniwaju Mao for short. Join us next week, same time, same station, for another edition of Editors Hangout. Remember, the project of Nigeria is not for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu alone. Let's join hands to make this country work again. My name is Adeyemi Adewale. Keep listening to Diamond 88.7 FM. Ilorin. God bless Nigeria. Good afternoon.